Wait, before you go, I have to tell you something. Something Ben didn't know until this exact moment. I'm Tony, and welcome back to English Unleashed. If you haven't watched episodes 1 and 2 yet, pause this and go watch them first. Links are in the description. Because today, we finally answer the question Ben asked at the end of episode 2. Emma, what's your story? How did you learn to stop translating? Okay, Ben, sit down. This is going to take a while. I'm ready. I've been waiting for this. You're going to regret saying that. It's not a happy story. Not at first. Let's go back 5 years. Emma had just moved to the United States. She didn't know anyone. She barely spoke English, and for the first few months, she said almost nothing to anyone. Wait, you? Silent? I can't imagine that. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. For 3 months, I didn't speak English outside of work. Not once. 3 months? How did you survive? I nodded a lot. I smiled a lot. I said yes to things I didn't understand. Today's new word is silent. Silent. Silent means not speaking, making no sound. Repeat after me. Silent. Excellent. That sounds exhausting. It was. Pretending to understand is harder than admitting you don't. But then something happened. Something that changed everything. What happened? My first week at my new job, my manager got sick. Suddenly. And there was no one else to run the client meeting except me. They made you run the meeting? After 3 months of silence? Yes. I said, I can't. My manager said, you have to. That's my worst nightmare. That was mine too. I didn't sleep that entire night. I practiced in the mirror for 6 hours. 6 hours? In front of a mirror? Talking to yourself? Yes. And judging myself the entire time. That's the most relatable thing I've ever heard. Before we continue, remember this. Practicing alone feels silly, but it works. Your mouth needs practice, just like your brain. Today's useful phrase is, I can't. I can't. People use this to say something feels impossible. Example, I can't do this. I'm too nervous. Repeat after me. I can't. Excellent. So what happened? At the meeting, I walked in. 5 clients were sitting there, waiting. My hands were shaking. I opened my mouth, and nothing came out. For 5 seconds. Just silence. Oh no. Oh yes. One client asked, are you okay? And I said, sorry, give me 1 second. That's it. That's it. I took a breath, and I just started talking. Slowly. Simply. Badly, probably, but I didn't stop. Sound familiar? Very familiar. Remember this. Confidence doesn't mean no fear. It means speaking anyway. Wait, so the meeting, did it go well? That's a story for the next part. Come on. You can't just stop there. Did the meeting go well? Define well. That doesn't sound good. It wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't smooth either. About 10 minutes in, I meant to say, we are excited about this partnership. Okay, simple enough. What I actually said was, we are exciting about this partnership. You told them they were exciting? Basically. I told a room of clients that they were thrilling. That's amazing. What did they do? One client laughed, then another. I panicked for a second. I thought I ruined it. But then, the first client said, "You're right, we are exciting." They just went with it? They went with it. And honestly, that mistake broke the ice. The whole room relaxed after that. Quick pause here. Here's today's lesson. Sometimes your biggest mistake becomes your best moment. Not because it was correct, because it was human. Today's new word is mistake. Mistake. We've used this word before, but today it means something different. A mistake isn't just an error. Sometimes it's a connection. Repeat after me. Mistake. Excellent. Today's useful phrase is break the ice. Break the ice. It means to make people feel comfortable in an awkward moment. Example: his joke broke the ice. Everyone relaxed. Repeat after me. Break the ice. Excellent. So, that's it? One funny mistake and suddenly you were confident? No, not even close. That meeting was just the beginning. I still had a long way to go. What do you mean? After the meeting, my manager praised me. But that night, I went home and cried. Why? Because I was relieved, not proud. Just relieved it was over. I didn't feel confident. I felt like I survived. There's a difference. Surviving and confidence aren't the same thing. Not at all. Surviving means you got through it. Confidence means you'd do it again, happily. So when did that change? For you, it wasn't one moment. It was small ones, every week. I made a rule for myself. What rule? One conversation a day. With a stranger. Even if it was 3 words. Even if I made a mistake. That sounds familiar. Where have I heard that before? I wonder. Here's the lesson for this part. Confidence isn't a moment. It's 100 small moments added together. Today's new word is rule. Rule. A rule is something you decide to always do. Repeat after me. Rule. Excellent. Today's useful phrase is little by little. Little by little. It means slowly over time. Example: little by little, my English improved. Repeat after me. Little by little. Excellent. So, what was the hardest part for you? Honestly, the silence in my own head. What do you mean? Even when I got better at speaking, I still heard a voice telling me, "You sound stupid. They're judging you." I know that voice. I hear it too. Everyone does. The difference is, I stopped listening to it. Not because it went away, because I got tired of obeying it. That's actually really powerful. It's just true. A moment later, Ben's phone buzzed. "Emma, you're not going to believe this." "What is it? What happened?" "My English class is hosting an event. Next week, a speak-up night. Real conversations with native speakers in front of an audience." "Ben, that's incredible. Are you going?" "I don't know. In front of people? Strangers watching me? What if I freeze? What if I translate? What if—" "Ben, stop. Listen to yourself." "What?" "You're doing the thing. The old thing. Panicking before you even start." "You're right. Old habits." "Exactly. So let's ask a different question. Not what if I fail, but what if I don't?" A short pause here. Here's today's lesson. The questions you ask yourself shape the answers you believe. Fear asks, what if I fail? Confidence asks, what if I succeed? Today's new word is audience. Audience. An audience is a group of people watching or listening. Repeat after me. Audience. Excellent. Today's useful phrase is, what if? What if? People use this to imagine a possibility. Example, what if it goes well? Repeat after me. What if? Excellent. Will you come? To watch? I wouldn't miss it. But Ben, I'm not going just to watch. What do you mean? I signed up too. To speak. For the first time in 5 years. Wait. Seriously? Seriously? I've been telling you to face your fear. It's time I faced mine too. What fear? I thought you were confident now. Confident in coffee shops. Confident with one person. A stage is different. That's still scary, even for me. So we're both terrified. Together. Welcome to the club. Moments later, a message popped up on Ben's screen. The event was in 5 days. That's all they had. 5 days. To prepare for a stage? In front of strangers. 5 days. So let's use them. Every single one. Where do we even start? Day 1? We write. Not perfect sentences. Just your story. My story. Yes. Why you started learning English. Why you're still trying. People don't remember perfect grammar. They remember honesty. 10 minutes passed in silence. I don't know where to start. Start with the truth. Why did you start learning English? Because I was tired of staying quiet at my own job. That's your first line. That's it? That's it. Write that down. The rest will follow. Quick pause here. Here's a useful tip. The hardest part of any speech isn't the middle. It's the first sentence. Once you have that, everything else starts moving. Today's new word is truth. Truth. Truth means something real, not exaggerated. Repeat after me. Truth. Excellent. Today's useful phrase is start with. Start with. It means begin at this point. Example. Start with your name, then continue. Repeat after me. Start with. Excellent. By the end of the night, Ben had written 1 full paragraph. Small, simple, but real. He read it out loud to Emma. That's honest, Ben. That's all it needs to be. Two days later, Ben stood in his living room, facing an empty chair. Hello, everyone. My name is Ben. This is so weird. I'm talking to a chair. The chair doesn't judge you. That's the point. Continue. I started learning English because I was tired. Wait, I forgot the next part. That's fine. What comes after tired? Tired of staying quiet. Tired of steaming quiet? Steaming quiet? What does that even mean? Oh no, I wrote staying, but I just said steaming. Like a vegetable? Like broccoli? I don't know. My brain just did that. Okay. Okay, that's actually the funniest mistake I've heard all week. Great. Very confidence boosting. No, listen, that's exactly my point. You made a mistake and the world didn't end. We're both still standing here, laughing. Fair point. Quick pause here. Here's today's lesson. Rehearsal isn't about being perfect. It's about getting comfortable with imperfection. Today's word for this part is rehearsal. Rehearsal. A rehearsal is a practice before the real event. Repeat after me. Rehearsal. Excellent. Okay, let's try that line again. From tired. Tired of staying quiet. At my own job. Better, much better. Now do it 5 more times. 5 more? Little by little, remember? Fine, 5 more. 2 days had passed. 1 day remained. Ben sat at the coffee shop table, his notebook open, his paragraph now a full page. Read it to me. 1 more time. I've read it 20 times today. 21. Come on. My name is Ben. I started learning English because I was tired of staying quiet at my own job. For years, I understood everything, but I said nothing. I was afraid of sounding wrong, afraid of being laughed at, so I stayed silent until I met someone who taught me that mistakes aren't the enemy. Silence is. A long silence followed. Emma? Was that bad? No. That was really good, Ben. Really? Really. Here's today's final lesson. You don't need a perfect speech. You need a true one. Today's final word is honest. Honest. Honest means telling the truth, even when it's hard. Repeat after me. Honest. Excellent. Today's final phrase is sound wrong. Sound wrong. It means worrying your English isn't correct. Example, I'm afraid I'll sound wrong. Repeat after me. Sound wrong. Excellent. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Are you nervous? Terrified. Me too. At least we're terrified together. Little by little, remember? Little by little. Ben. Yeah? Whatever happens tomorrow, you already did the hardest part. What's that? You showed up. Every single day. Even when you were scared. That's the whole game. I never thought I'd say this, but I think I'm actually ready. I think I am too. Thank you for spending your time with me today. I'm Tony. Emma's story reminds us of something important. Confidence was never about being fearless. It's about speaking anyway. Little by little, one conversation at a time. Keep listening, keep practicing, and most importantly, keep speaking. In our next episode, Ben and Emma finally face Speak Up Night. Will they freeze? Or will they finally find their voice? I'll see you in episode 4. Bye for now.